You guys, what is manga plus smoking? So, before we hop into it, the chapter's already out. The chapter in French is out on Manga Plus for free, the official source, and you may be wondering, what happened? And to be honest, I have no idea either. Maybe somebody over there just had their finger on the red button and they accidentally pressed it. I have no idea. But either way, we are here to look at the full spoilers and just read through this before we actually hop into the chapter. And you may be wondering, Sai, why are we doing this if the chapter is right there? And that's simply because I know some of you guys actually like these videos, right? Whether it's background noise or whether this is your main source into the chapter, I just want to go ahead and provide this for you guys since we do have it here as well. And plus, this is the first full spoilers from the Will of Marco and Pew piece. Typically, Redon is the one who does all of this. But this time around, we got a new player in the game, the Will of Marco. He is a great translator. I've been following him for about a year now over on Twitter. He drops a lot of, he doesn't do the leak pages, but he'll translate a lot of it or at least explain the nuance. He's kind of like a Sandman in a way. So I do respect his translations a lot. So I am curious to see how he tackled this chapter, because in the future, if he also keeps on putting out full spoilers, then this could be the new format. So either way, 1135, Sake Cup of Friendship, cover page, Ogre Child, Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 21. I'm different now compared to that day. God, that is a tongue twister. So yes, in the cover page, we actually see that Tama has defeated Hold'em. Crazy stuff. Beginning note, the source of knowledge of the giants, Saul, introduces Biblo, the chief librarian of the Library of Owls. He said that Biblo has existed for many centuries, and every book that enters his domain becomes big. Funny enough, this kind of reminds me of the Final Fantasy boss in Heaven's Word. It's exactly the same thing, right? Giant owl, Biblo, giant books, my god. Maybe Oda is a Final Fantasy fan, which... No, he is. I don't think he plays 14, but Oda did say at one point that he likes Final Fantasy. So now, since the news coup doesn't go to non-government affiliated countries like Elbaph, the fishermen bring little newspapers to the library, where it then becomes big for them to read it. Fishermen, ooh. I know it's stupid, but fishermen nearby Elbaph? Somebody save kid. Somebody please. Lilith says that this owl most likely ate the Iku Iku no Mi and became a nurturing owl. It can only enlarge-gigantify inorganic non-living objects, a perfect ability that works well in the land of giants. So this is interesting. Nurturing owl, Iku Iku no Mi. I kind of wonder like how it ate the devil fruit, how it got here, who told the owl to just do books, right? Because inorganic things means anything. It could be clothing, it could be, like branches of a tree. No, trees are living. It could be like furniture, for example. Like, it's interesting that it picked only books. I feel like we'll meet their master in a flashback, maybe. Maybe we'll hear about, a former king, an ancient giant, maybe something from the Void Century, and they're like, hey, Biblo, carry on my will and just, enlarge books. Kind of like how, what was his name? Gyukatsu. No, Gyukatsu's a food. Gyukimaru from Wano. How the Shimotsuki Ushimaru guy, he told the wolf to, protect Wano, and then the wolf just started gathering swords around Wano. Like, I think it might be something like that, but I don't know. We don't need a big backstory for the owl, but if we do get it, I think that'd be pretty cool. Luffy was playing with the giant kids on the swing, but the children got scared. Nami beats him to a pulp. Usopp was beaten too, but he said he was trying to stop Luffy. The kids jumped to Garrett's chest and cried. Luffy got really angry at them because that's not how a warrior should act. Sanji tries to stop Luffy, saying that the children of Elbaph are meek and kind, but the kids were just pretending and smiled in a perverted way. Just like Momo when he pressed his face against Nami and Robin's chest. Sanji gets angry and says, "Is this a universal commonality, you shitty kids?" Luffy was sad because of how peaceful the demeanor of the kids are, and Usopp tells him that it couldn't be helped because Elbaph had become peaceful. All of a sudden, Colin, the giant kid Shanks was talking to at the bar, attacks Luffy. His wooden sword breaks on contact with Luffy, and Luffy punches him in gear 3rd. But Colin moved out of the way. Usopp said that Luffy was overdoing it. Luffy says, but it didn't hit him. The giant girls say that Luffy is scary and that they hate violence. Colin was impressed with Luffy. Luffy said Colin was a gutsy kid. Colin was impressed and said, as expected of an emperor. The giant girl said that they hate Colin because he is violent. Okay. These kids are wimps. Dude, I get it, right? If, oh, sorry, my alarm's going off. Oh, God. Ah. Okay, there we go. I think it's funny because if somebody was beating up the girls, I'd be like, oh, yeah, violence sucks. No, don't hit them. No, you're punching them. God, stop it. But, I mean, we're talking about another kid fighting an emperor. I don't know. It's crazy to see how these giant kids, like, have become indeed meek. So, we go down. Ripley scolded Colin for a bit, but praised him for his attack, saying it was quite good. They are mother and child. Colin said his father was a human and a former pirate, and that he wouldn't lose to the warriors of... That's a crazy statement, by the way. I think this right here proves that whoever his dad is, it's not some, like, random guy, like, oh, here's Fisherman Bob. You know, he's over here just having fun with Ripley. No. This guy's strong. And I do believe that when we find him, it will either be Scopper or Shiki. I know, broken record, I think it's Scopper, I think it might be Shiki, and I think it was the guy we saw off the coast. I definitely think that is the case now, because let's be real, right? Human on Elbaph, mysterious character, probably pretty strong, right, from an old age. Dude, it's got to be that guy. It's got to be that guy. If I had to lean towards one or the other, I am leaning towards Scopper a lot. I think Scopper just makes the most sense because this reminds me of Rayleigh in a way, right? Rayleigh bagged a baddie on Saboti. Now here we are, like, dude, we gotta see Scopper's girl, man. Scopper? I'm putting all my stocks in the bag, brother. Ripley said that her husband was younger than her and didn't want to be the only one aging, so he didn't marry Ripley. Ripley said she had used a common law wife, or she has always been a common law wife, a wife but not officially married. See, this is some Rayleigh energy right here. My God. Robin, Lilith, Chopper, and Bonnie wanted to stay in the library. Luffy said they wanted to go ahead to the feast because he was still hungry. Frankie said the island itself is the treasure tree atom. Saul said that in various books, the treasure tree atom could be found around the world, but the age of the treasure tree atom of Elbaph was incomparable because the atom tree is a lot bigger. Or not bigger, older, sorry. Gerd asked them for a favor, which was to wear clothes made by her. Brooke, Frankie, Jinbei, and Robin all now wear the same type of clothing as Luffy and the others. Luffy and the first Straw Hats that came to Elbaph didn't change their clothes. Gerd said her hobby was making human clothes, and she was very pleased and thankful that they tried them on. So, it's funny that Gerd does this, because this is exactly what Roto was doing, right? Like, the difference between Gerd and Roto is how far they'll go for their obsession. I'm sure you guys have seen the meme, right? Flirting versus harassment. Gerd is a flirter. Roto is harassment. But they are two sides of the same coin. At Arus Castle, located in the vicinity of the western village of Elbaph, where the two mysterious persons landed in the previous chapter, the Giants asked how they got in and if they were members of the Straw Hat Pirates. That's kind of crazy. Shanks? Girl in bandages? Yo, are you guys the Straw Hats we've been hearing about? Crazy. That woman spoke, saying that they're looking for a fellow named Loki. The Giants asked why they're looking for a criminal like him, saying that Loki was a Gyaku, evil influence of Elbaph. The woman persisted in asking for his whereabouts, but the Giants said they couldn't answer. The woman appeared to throw something, many of them, at one of the Giants, and the Giant fell down screaming in pain. The woman then spoke in a condescending manner. Your head is too high, you impolite... Oh, Akashi! What the hell? Your head is too high, you impolite fool. Since when did I ask a question? I was ordering you to answer me. That's cool. I like her already. The other Giant was confused about what's going on. The face of the companion of the woman, the one who looks like Shanks in the previous chapter, was not shown, but we can see a sword handle, similar to the sword handle of Shanks' griffin and Garling's sword. Cut to the western village of Elbaph. The feast had started. Luffy and Usopp were very happy to finally be on Elbaph. Doroborogi, Kashi, and Oimo, and Haruden all expressed their thanks to Luffy and his crew for what they have done for them back in Little Garden, Enies Lobby, and Dressrosa respectively. They praised Luffy for being an emperor. They also praised him and his crew as being the main culprits of the Wano Country incident that brought down Kaido and Big Mom. They raised a big toast to their friendship, hence the chapter title. A sake cup of friendship to the Straw Hat crew, cheers! Sanson then introduces himself to Luffy, who finally realized that Sanson was the one that was captured back in Saboti. Sanson says, I felt it was fate's work when we heard that he had joined under your banner. A short flashback. ensued about Sanson. We even see Sanson's initial appearance in Syvduck as a flashback. It was stated that he was a childhood friend of Hardin. And now, Jaru arrives to the feast. His intro box reads, Mountain Beard Jaru, hero of the giants, one of the oldest beings in the world, 408. Luffy was very shocked at the sword that appeared to be sticking out of Jaru's head. Luffy says, hey old man, a sword has pierced through your head. And Jaru says, Bo ja ja ja. Oh, this, thanks to my helmet, I was saved. And Luffy said, even though it's piercing through it. Huh. That is really curious. So this is a joke then. Yeah. This was indeed a joke. I was wondering if Jaru was going to like die or something next chapter. But no. It is indeed a joke. So it pierces his head, but he's living? Is it like one of those Cupid's arrows that people wear like for Halloween, or like the machete thing where it's like the start of the machete's right here, the outside's right there, but it like loops around your head? Huh. Who did this? Who did this to Jaru actually? What the hell? Yeah, good chapter overall. Like I said, it does feel like a setup chapter, right? We are moving really fast though. Keep that in mind. We are moving really fast in my opinion. Compare this to Wano. Compare it to even Egghead Island, I would say. Elbaph is just moving really fast, and I like it. But with that being said, though, guys, like I said, I'm going to go in and check out the chapter now. Review video for the chapter should be out in, like, a few hours. Well, no, it takes a while. Like, so the process is, I read through the chapter, like, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Write, like, a little list of things I want to talk about or things I found out. And then after that, I record for like an hour and then edit it for an hour and then it gets uploaded. So yeah, you know what? It'll be out by the nighttime, I believe, but we'll see. But hey, thank you guys so much for being here. I really freaking appreciate it. Hopefully you like the chapter as well, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace.